This is All Sports All the Time, episode 11 of season 2. We've got Parker and Luke's half of each of their shoulders because they're driving. They won't be here very long. And we've got another special guest based on the last episode. Most of you can assume that he is a sportscaster at the Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting. And you would be right if you guessed that. We've got, his name says on here, Jake Hopkins. He generally goes by Jake. Wow, Parker and Luke started applauding, and then I think their internet went out in the car immediately.
Good, I'm just too good.
So if they don't come back, great appearance by them on this episode.
Nice.
But yeah, Jake, do you want to introduce yourself to everyone? Your name, where you're from, sports stuff about you, since this is a sports podcast.
Makes sense.
All the good stuff.
Well, I'm Jacob Hopkins, as we said. I'm from Oviedo, Florida. It's like 20 minutes from Orlando. And I was born and raised here. Sports-wise, just big baseball guy. Big baseball, a little bit of football, but big baseball guy. Case in point, best record in baseball right now. I had to throw that in there.
Oh, yeah, that will be brought up. For sure. Yeah.
As long as we don't talk about 08, it's fine.
That might, I mean, if you bring up the Rays and you're with a Phillies fan, yeah.
See, 2008 didn't actually happen. There was a recession, and it just doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Okay. Well, I mean, we just brought it up now, so maybe we can count that as bringing it up.
I don't think
the Phillies beat the Rays in 2008.
I don't think anyone ever brought it up, actually.
It's been covered. There we go. So, yeah.
But let's see here. My aspirations for sportscasting.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to be a play-by-play broadcaster for one team. I don't really want to do like the national stuff. That doesn't really sound as fun. I want to be that guy that that's teams here, decade in and decade out. That's like just the voice of the team, radio or the TV broadcast. Either one's fine by me.
Yeah, I'm
not making a joke here, but Glenn Kuiper would have been an example before, But like he was there for 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that team's their guy.
Mm-hmm.
Who's just
Vin Scully, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And what's his name? John Miller. The Giants. He was there for a while. Dwayne Stats for the Rays. He's been there since the team was even a thing.
Oh yeah, because the team is only
25 years old.
30 years old.
25.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Like just guys like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's
in our sportscasting classes, I would say most of the time, the teachers on the first day, part of their questions of getting to know us is so what is your goal in the industry? And a lot of us, it's we kind of know, we're not sure, we're trying out things. You're one of 2 or 3 people in our class who always has you've got your answer down.
I've had that answer since I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah. Yeah, whenever it gets to Jay, he's going to say that, play-by-play guy, voice of a team that you just hear for years.
I've lost count of the amount of classes I've said that in.
Yeah, you've got your lane. So that's, not many people in our class have that. So I think that's pretty cool. What exactly is it about play-by-play and baseball, both play-by-play and baseball, that's so appealing to you?
Well, compared to most people my age, I would say I probably have older parents, and because of that, I was born into a huge baseball family. Oh my gosh, there's no way you can't hear that.
I don't know.
There is a vacuum right outside the door. Anyway,
I don't hear it. So
lucky you. I can hear
noise. It must be good.
Anyway, I grew up when baseball was always on. My dad made me fall in love with baseball. I played baseball from as young as I can remember. I remember being out in the front yard, hitting a little wiffle ball with a little foam bat that we used to have. And then eventually I didn't even play t-ball. We went to machine pitch, and I played rec ball for 10 years. Then we played in high school for a bit. But after I stopped making the team, I still couldn't walk away from it. I ended up just playing after the fact. I play in a men's league right now. But it's just, I can't imagine life without baseball, and that's a big way of how I want to stay in the game.
Nice. Yeah. It is kind of sad to baseball is obviously losing popularity in the general public. And I don't really know if there's like they do things with the rules and stuff, like they're trying to make it more interesting with the pitch clock and all of that. Like there's only so much they can do at its core. Like they can't change the sport of baseball itself. Just kind of like baseball is what it is, and less people are gonna like it just because it's not made to be the fast-paced basketball or football that people love now. So it's just kind of sad for me.
Hey, believe it or not, actually, baseball's numbers are up in terms of watch time and in terms of viewers.
This year, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. That's a good point.
As much as I hate giving Rob Manfred credit, the rules actually seem to be working.
Yeah, the pitch clock for sure working.
I hate it. I hate the pitch.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
We've talked about this before.
Yes. You and Alex, someone else in our class who will be on at some point, are like, you've been against pretty much all of the new rules baseball has had.
The only one that doesn't bother me as much is the bases. That one I kind of understand because it was supposed to be for injury purposes.
Yeah.
But the pitch clock is really just catering to the fact that people our age can't pay attention for more than 15 seconds. I mean, the pitch clock literally 15 seconds.
Yeah, I think with runners on base, or no, with nobody on, with runners on. So yeah. People's attention spans are probably shorter than that anyway. But yeah, that is a good point that the numbers are up this year. So that is good. I think the pitch clock's definitely been a good move. We can't get too far into the episode without talking about your brand and entrepreneurship. We've got All Sports All the Time here that we've been running since 2019. I would have thought going into our sportscasting class that I would have the longest running brand production, but you've got me beat. I don't actually know by how many years. When did you start your Blitzball League?
2017.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, 2 whole years. You've been doing it for a long time. So I don't know how in depth you want to get, but like, what's your like backstory of it, and then like your pitch of it to just like like promote it to people.
Well, the backstory is honestly we saw Dude Perfect playing with Blitzballs, and we're like, hey, that looks kind of cool. Then we started doing it, and then we're like, wow, we should post this. So we did.
That's pretty simple.
We posted like a couple of games, and I think it was Thanksgiving break of 2017. We kind of died off for a bit, and then 2018 we ran through an entire season and posted it.
Wow. Okay.
And then we just do everything. We do everything every summer. That's when our season is. We try to do videos in the off season, but it's really hard just because a lot of us have school and everyone has to be up at 7 a.m. and does not want to do anything after being at school for 7 hours after being up or being at school at 7 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for a lot of people that's early.
Yeah.
That yes, that was a shot at you, by the way.
Yeah.
I guess if I was to pitch it to someone, I'd just use like the slogan that Blitzball has on like all their packaging, and it's like wiffle ball, but you get twice the distance and twice the curve. That's really what the best I could do.
Yeah. I didn't even know that was on the packaging, but
that's on every package you ever buy.
Huh?
I might have a package in here actually. Hold on.
Oh, we get a prop. We get a visual.
No, all I have is just one of the like practice. I have like training Blitzballs I've made.
Okay.
I drew. I filled in all the pentagons on there so I can like see the spin now.
It looks like a soccer ball.
Shut up. But you're gonna summon.
Sport is soccer, by the way.
You're gonna summon JP if you keep doing that. But I guess the reason I have it on there is just like so I can see the spin.
Okay.
I can actually see when I throw the ball.
So as you guys can tell, he's quite serious about this.
Well, too serious as I've been told. But
would you consider yourself a professional blitzball player?
100%, yes.
Okay. What?
Like we were invited to tournaments in Tampa back-to-back years. I got invited out to California last year, as I like to tell everybody at any chance I get that I usually complain about California. But we get free blitzball everything at this point now. Like at this point, we're just trying to grow as much as we can. The last thing we need to do is figure out how to get revenue out of YouTube. We're like 60% of the way there to being able to be monetized on YouTube.
Yeah, you're at. I think I saw that. You mean 60% as in you're at like 600 subscribers to the 1,000. I think I saw that at some point YouTube is going to be dropping that to 500.
No.
So if they do that, you've got it.
Yeah, we already have that.
Monetization. I'm going to actually
turn off a little off.
This is much more drama than I expected in this episode already.
On here it's saying I still have to have 1,000 and one of the following. Yeah, we don't have that. Okay, we can definitely do the shorts thing. That wouldn't take long at all. It's still saying 1,000 on my side.
Everything I looked up, it's saying 500. Maybe it kicks in sometime later. Let me see.
YouTube also doesn't like us, as I've discovered.
Oh,
it doesn't like promoting our stuff and like our videos in the algorithm. Only our shorts.
Gotcha.
Like we could, like, shorts are the only reason we have like 400 of our subscribers. Honestly.
Yeah, because the shorts will. What's your most viewed short? Because you've had a couple shorts blow up.
We have one short. Do you know the YouTuber M. Frisk by chance?
Mm-hmm.
He was in our Blitzball league actually in 21, and we were doing our All-Star game, and one of our players is pitching to him or whatever, drills him right in the you-know-where. And that was our most viewed video.
There you go.
Yeah, that's our most viewed video. That's okay. In YouTube anyway, that's our video.
That, yeah.
Not really sure what it was, but there was this TikTok sound. It was like playing a game of whack F word, and then like the dude said whack. Then we timed it to where it said the word like right as it,
smacked him.
I'm trying to be clean here. I'm really trying.
We did, yeah. We appreciate that. Yeah. Our next class this upcoming month is what people call the How Not to Get Canceled class. So,
good Lord,
you're getting ready for it.
Practicing.
Yeah, exactly. So this is perfect. This is perfect. Yeah. Okay. I guess maybe that YouTube thing kicks in at a later point. Maybe it was just like they announced that it will be.
That would have been a really cool thing to find out on a damn podcast. That's like,
yeah,
hey, I can make money.
That would have been wild. But yeah, at some point you will be able to monetize it, hopefully. So yeah. So if they still do have to get to 1,000, everyone go over to GSC Blitzball, subscribe to them, get them closer to the 1,000. They're still trying.
I can tell you one thing about us. If you're looking for something that's like serious and intense, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because we take pride in the fact that we are unprofessional. Like when I had Joe and Alex come out and commentate a couple games actually.
Mm-hmm.
And every single time I told them, don't be serious. I want you to go out there and like make fun of players, like attack them on a personal level even, because it might make the video.
Okay.
There's a lot of times that's what a lot of our shorts end up being, just us making fun of the players.
That's good. Yeah, I like that.
Things that get said by a certain someone that can't be used in the video, but
yeah,
I wouldn't know anything about that.
But that's good. Yeah, you guys have like a brand of Blitzball, so that's good. I would like to note I have struck out Jake one time. All the sportscasters were hanging out. He brought his Blitzball stuff. I did strike him out one time.
How much bats did it take though? That
like 12, 15. Got him to 2 strikes a lot though. I had no put away pitch.
With the fastball.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it wasn't even a strike. I think I got you to chase a 3rd strike.
I'm really good at fouling pitches off though.
I would think that from playing Blitzball so long, that would be a good ability you have to pick it up.
Not good at the ball and play anymore, unless it's like a home run. But
wait, fouling them off though.
I have 4 hits at this point in the season right now, 3 of which are home runs, and everything else is done as a walk or a strikeout.
You're kind of like the Kyle Schwarber, Joey Gallo.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Okay,
except I can draw walks.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay, yeah. Is that? I was actually gonna ask you your player comp, but that might be it right there. Your player comp, Joey Gallo, Kyle Schwarber. I think Joey Gallo is pretty good at drawing walks. I don't know how.
That's the only reason he's still in the league.
We'll call you Joey Gallo.
I'm cool with
that. Of Blitzball. So,
does that man built like him too? Or am I?
Not necessarily. No.
I'd say what?
Yeah.
Like Kyle Schwarber.
Okay, that's a sore spot. He just had a bad moment in the Phillies game.
Did he?
The other day, we don't need to talk about Kyle Schwarber
Talking about
right
it.
now.
What a coincidence.
That was a rough one. Yeah. I think. Oh man, there's a bunch of different directions we can go off of that. You want to give the people your best story from your time at Full Sail so far? You've got a lot, so you don't have to limit yourself to one. But yeah.
Let's see here. What do you mean by story? Like things that I've done, or just things that's happened at Full Sail? Because the first
just
at an Izzy's.
Just like best story from
Never
mind. Yeah. Brandon went with one like in class story and one out of class, so like you could do that.
I would say the time we were in the studio for Mac, that was really fun getting to watch everyone like give their own personal opinion, because that wasn't fake emotion. All that was real emotion from everybody. Watching Tyler explode, watching Joe like stun everyone and everyone's jaw drop to the floor, getting to bark on a Full Sail set. I mean, just getting to watch everyone's like real opinion to the point where it wasn't even acting anymore.
Yeah, our class last month we got to do. How long did we have? 3 minutes?
A minute,
2 minutes, minute and a half. Okay.
And,
yeah. And you basically just got to do like
90 seconds.
Spot. Yeah, it was 90 seconds. You're right.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah, you just got to talk about whatever you wanted. And most of the time, what we're being taught with sportscasting is like, don't give too much of your opinion. Like, you don't want to editorialize what you're saying. Like, you just want to give the facts. But yeah, this was different because we got to just talk about whatever and give our opinion. So that was that was a fun.
Was give your opinion and back it up with facts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jake talked about Georgia. There were pom-poms involved. There was a Darth Vader voice involved, and there was barking. It was very eventful. So yeah, that's something that we have in common here. I don't know if many people have really brought this up. It seems like a something that is kind of under the radar, not really talked about much. But I did some digging, and it turns out there's actually a lot of Georgia Bulldogs players on the Eagles roster.
Oh,
crazy!
Like you didn't know that.
Yeah, no one has talked about this at all.
Oh no!
So I feel like we gotta bring it up. You're not an Eagles fan, but on this podcast we are Eagles fans, and we would gladly welcome you as like a second tier fan because you do root for Georgia.
More as an honorary fan. I have a friend who's a Commanders fan, and usually once the season ends, now he gets to be an honorary Bengals fan.
There you go. Yeah, just as like a backup. Yeah. If there was an Eagles-Bengals Super Bowl, you would be happy either way, right? Like, obviously you prefer the Bengals, but...
Actually, my dream Super Bowl was 2 years ago because the Rams are my NFC team because they used to be the team that drafted all the Georgia players.
Mm. And they have Matt Stafford.
Yes, that's a Georgia player. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Todd Gurley as well. For a while they had Sony Michel. That like half their linemen. Leonard Floyd's still there. He came out of Georgia. Just a whole bunch of Georgia players over there, and I even have a Todd Gurley Rams color rush jersey. That Super Bowl was perfect until they scored that last touchdown. Then it was not perfect.
Yeah.
By the way, Logan Wilson did not hold him, but whatever. We'll go over that.
Yeah. Eagles fan, we've got the same thing. James Bradbury. Yeah.
At that point, let the players play out the game.
Yeah.
I mean,
we get
normally there's like that argument, don't. You've heard people say like, don't call it. Well, what am I trying to say? If it's a penalty earlier in the game, it should be a penalty at the end of the game, or vice versa. But it wasn't a penalty at the beginning of the game in either case.
Yeah.
People were draped all over each other in the first half of each game. Then all of a sudden the refs are like, okay, we got to step in. My bets aren't hidden.
He's already criticizing the refs of Gambling. Okay.
And on that topic, actually, in the Bengals-Chiefs game this year in the AFC Championship game, one of the referees was actually investigated because somebody in his family had placed a large bet on the Bengals-Chiefs game.
Really?
However, there is nothing to back this up. All I know is there was an investigation, and then that just fizzled out. So it very well could have just been someone on Twitter making up a story. It could have been. But I like to run with it. Makes me feel better.
Because the Bengals lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, we would gladly take you as an honorary.
Oh, that's right. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah. We got off topic real quick.
I got on a tangent about how the Bengals keep getting screwed.
That bodes well for the Eagles, though, that the fact that the Rams drafted a bunch of Georgia players, they got a Super Bowl out of it.
Yeah.
So hopefully the Eagles do the same thing. And then not have the collapse that the Rams had. Not that part, but
that's the thing, though. The Rams sold their future. I don't think you guys sold your future for it, because your future is the Georgia.
I hope not. Yeah, exactly. So
y'all got both of our interior D linemen with Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. Y'all got Lewis Seen. Yeah, you guys got him. You guys got Nakobe Dean, who I thought was a massive steal last year. I thought he was going in the first round last year. He was the Butt Kiss Award winner when he was in college. I don't know. Yeah, I remember seeing, like, oh my gosh, he's going to fall to the Bengals. Oh, no. Oh my gosh, we can get him again. No. Like, there was an analysis on Dean that, like, during the draft combine, that they were saying that he does not make mistakes. Like, I don't understand.
He's very smart, is what, yeah.
And he's fast. He has the body to be able to play coverage and, what's the word I'm looking for? Try to sack a QB. They just give him the play time.
Mm-hmm. And now the Eagles don't value linebacker at all. So he's like our only legit linebacker right now. We've got a couple other guys who they've drafted in like late rounds or like picked up in free agency. I think we have one of the Edmonds brothers, but yeah, like he is our only legit linebacker. So he's gonna have plenty of chances to prove himself this year.
Hold it down too. I was at the Florida Georgia game, the first year Georgia won the Natty. So Dean was there. He had a pick six, and I watched him outrun Anthony Richardson.
And we know about Anthony Richardson.
Yeah. That's a bust waiting to happen.
Oh,
I've seen Anthony Richardson play 2 games in person. He can play great for like a quarter or two. Then he can't play the rest of the game.
All right, you know that's getting clipped and saved. And as soon as he has a good game,
feel free, because it's not going to happen. He'll play 2 good quarters. The media is going to go crazy, and then we're not going to talk about the other 2 quarters where he has 3 interceptions and 4 sacks because he thinks he's faster than everybody else.
Okay, there you go. That's the take of the episode.
Feel free.
Speaking of that, past takes in your career, what's your best take you've ever had where you just looked like a complete genius? And what's your worst take you've ever had where you completely missed it?
I got 2 takes for you. Right now, one of them's still going. When the College Baseball World Series started, I had LSU winning because they have a 2-headed monster at the top of their rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, neither of them have gotten the win in the last 2 games, but they've held everything down.
Yeah. Okay, so that one's looking good.
I don't remember his first name, but LSU has his pitcher, not Paul Skeens. His name is something Lloyd. He struck out 17 last night. 17 over 8 innings.
Yeah.
He also threw 120-something pitches, but that's...
Jeez.
And then the other one, I had made this prediction last July. I had the Astros winning the World Series as of last July.
Well, that one's a little unfortunate, but...
Forgot about that.
Correct nonetheless. Okay, so you've nailed it with baseball championships.
Baseball is usually my better prediction. I haven't gotten the Super Bowl right in like 4 years.
Yeah, well, that is also a tough one to get. Do you have a take that was just absolutely terrible that you completely missed on your overall?
Let me see here. A lot of them are just like singular games or something like that. Oh, you know what? I think I know what it was. In 21, I think I had the Angels winning the division.
That's a rough one.
I know that. I think what year was it? Also 2021. I had the Commanders winning the division.
Oh, really?
And then the entire defense fell apart because they all got injured.
Wow. Yeah, that's true.
I did have the Vikings winning last year, and everyone said I was stupid for that. I had the Chiefs winning last year.
The Vikings one looked good initially, but yeah, then they
States winning it this year because it's a 2-team race. It's the Vikings or Lions. Who do you have winning it this year?
I feel like everyone's picking the Lions just because they're the fun team to pick, and it's like nobody wants to pick the Vikings, so I would probably go Vikings just because I think they're pretty similar, and everyone seems to be picking the Lions.
Well, I'm also a very big believer in team culture. Like, the biggest example of that is I believe in the phrase "Mets gonna Met." I remember I predicted their downfall 2 years in a row. I've been saying
yes, that's gonna Met.
I didn't even have to predict their downfall because it's already in it this year.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, they're still the Detroit Lions. I don't care how good that team is. I don't care if you build a super team. I don't care if you take off cap space and let them go ham in like a Madden franchise mode. They will not win.
Even Dan Campbell.
They might float over 500, but it's still the Lions. I don't care.
I would tend to agree. I think Dan Campbell I didn't think Dan Campbell was going to be that good of a coach. I was like, he just seems like a rah-rah guy. I don't think he has the strategy of like a Shanahan or a McDaniels. But he did something in the organization. I don't know what it is, but Dan Campbell has something that he's done right.
I'll admit, it definitely does feel like something's changing over there, but it's just not the year yet.
Okay.
It's just not.
See.
It's also very difficult to win when you have Jared Goff as your starting quarterback.
That is true.
It's Jared Goff.
Yeah. He had a decent year last year, but Jared Goff is like Daniel Jones. Like, the Giants were pretty good last year, and everyone was like, oh, watch out for the Giants, sleeper team. And I was like, but I'm not scared of Daniel Jones at all. Yeah, that's how it is with Jared Goff. No fear.
Also, the Lions had 0 defense last year, up until like the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also when they played a couple of the worst offenses, like Aaron Rodgers and his Packers and whatnot.
Yeah. So the Lions will be good. They'll be interesting, but
they'll float around 500. They won't make the playoffs.
There you go. That's the official take.
They're going to be kind of like what the Browns did. Remember how like the Browns were supposed to be really good coming into every year, and then they just something was stupid would happen, and then they wouldn't end up capitalizing.
Mm-hmm.
And they had all these weapons that would always find a way to not be productive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that could also end up happening this year. Again, we'll see. Yeah. Okay. What we already know your focus in the industry, be the play-by-play guy. Do you have any specific goals for GSC Blitzball and any other goals just for like your life in general?
Right now we have our goal set on monetization. And that's pretty much where we are. But the biggest thing I can say I've done with Blitzball and whatnot for life is that Blitzball thing was all over my application to get into Full Sail. Because I was like, hey, I've done this kind of stuff, like some kind of it already, like, and I want to like get better.
I'm creating content already.
I've already created content. I'm already doing some kind of sportscasting. We do also I stand behind the camera essentially and will commentate. I have this little like handheld cam as well. That's usually where we get most of our audio from. Because I'm walking around talking to players and like putting it right in their face and like talking to them. So we're getting like live, in-depth shots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is similar with mine, with like the application to Full Sail, application to internships. Like the podcast is all over it because same thing. It's like I'm making my own stuff. And yeah, I think that's also super helpful. We talked about this a little bit with Brandon on his episode 2 weeks ago of just like having your own personal brand content stuff that you're doing is kind of like the new era, like sportscasting side hustle. Because no matter what job you have, if you like, everyone has a podcast, everyone has like something else of their own on the side, and then you get a job and you bring those people with you. So yeah, I think that it's really awesome that you already have had that for so long, because then you bring all of that with you wherever you go.
Yeah, and there's a whole community for the blitzball and whatnot. There's even guys that have gotten drafted or who are still in college right now that a lot of people probably have never heard of. Do you know the name Wade Meckler by chance?
Yeah.
He went to Oregon State when Adley was a senior. He was a freshman. He was a walk-on. And by the time he finished at Oregon State, he ended up being one of the everyday starters. He got drafted by the Giants, actually. So every now and then I check in on the Giants like single A team just because Wade Meckler's playing there. And he's not even this big guy. He's like 5'9", 180 or something like that. He's a switch-hitting outfielder and second baseman. But he's gotten really good, and he actually attributes it to blitzball. Because if you can hit a ball doing this, you can probably hit a ball doing this.
Yeah. Baseball is not going to move as much as the blitzball.
No, and also baseballs don't go up.
That too. Yeah, the Spencer Strider's looks like it goes up, but it doesn't. That's really cool.
You seen that documentary Fastball?
No.
Well, in that documentary, actually, they go over why a fastball appears to rise. So it has a lot to do with the Magnus effect, and then because the ball has so much spin behind it, and there's also air resistance and whatnot, the bottom of it is moving faster than the top, which appears that it is dropping less because that's how the Magnus effect works.
Yeah.
And our eyes are good, but they're not good enough to track every little moment that a ball was moving.
Especially when it's moving that fast.
Our eyes will instead create a picture with our brain saying, okay, so I assume it's going to be here, 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 and here. But in actuality, because our eyes are used to the ball dropping more, the ball actually is up here. It's like a little higher. So it's not actually rising, it just appears to rise.
Because it's higher than expected.
Because it's dropping.
Yeah.
And so that's called the ball riding through the zone, not rising. Justin Verlander is a huge believer in that. You really got to watch that documentary. It's on YouTube.
That sounds really interesting. Yeah. You said it was called Fastball?
Yeah, Fastball.
That
it goes over like all these different pitchers, fastballs, and I think it goes over like Walter Johnson, Bob Feller, a little bit of Verlander, a little bit of David Price, but Aroldis Chapman, Craig Kimbrell, Goose Gossage, Bob Gibson,
just all the flame.
All these big fastball guys.
Yeah.
They have like a lot of interviews with the ones that were still alive.
Okay. That sounds very cool. I'll definitely check that out. Okay. Fastball. Nice. Yeah, we're both very into pitching, so we could probably do like a whole episode on pitching. I don't know if that would really interest
on that
as many people. So we'll try not to get too far into that. We would go like way into pitching.
It'd be a problem. We'd look down and it's 4:00 and I have to go get ready for work.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you want to tell people about the Burger King commercial?
I mean, if you want. So we had an assignment that we had to do where we were pretty much just learning how to use our cameras. And one of the assignments was we had to create a 30-second commercial. And at this point, I had been getting Burger King every single day. So we decided, because we were in the same group, that we should do a Burger King commercial. And then one thing leads to another. I'm on the side of the road with a Burger King crown on, shirtless. And we're filming a shot of me like running down the sidewalk or whatever, because it's supposed to be this inspirational,
like an athlete commercial.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And I guess my favorite part of that, though, was when we were standing there and a big semi-truck comes by and I like give him like one of these and he honks at me. And I still have not been able to tell that story without like smiling from like ear to ear.
You were doing sit-ups.
Yeah.
And we had another truck.
Yeah.
Pickup truck.
He pulled out his phone and is like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And we're like, "Oh, we're doing an assignment." He's like, "Oh, what the?"
Yeah, I held up like my Full Sail ID for some reason, as if that like legitimized it. I was like, we're filming.
We're filming me doing sit-ups shirtless in a Burger King parking lot to eat a burger, And then maybe 10 minutes later, there's a shot of me pouring water all over me, and it was just a disaster, but also great. I mean, we got like a 93, 94 on that.
I think so. We got the best grade out of the 3 groups.
We did?
So, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Because somehow the other group, Tyreek's group, they like didn't. We all thought that theirs was really good, but our instructor didn't like it. So I think we ended up getting the best grade of the group somehow. So yeah, it worked. Might throw. I don't know if I still have that or not. Somebody does. I might throw that in here.
I have the whey protein one on my phone, but
there you go. Yeah, that was a fun class. We were fresh off a Christmas break. Everyone had ideas. We were reunited after one of our longer breaks. So that that was
9 a.m. class.
Yeah, we've had a lot of 9 a.m. classes or Jake's. So, yeah,
Max class because it was at 1 p.m.
There you go. Yeah. Do you want to play the game now and then talk about the College Baseball World Series to end the episode, or you want to talk college baseball and end on the game?
I'd say we do the game now.
All right. The game, not necessarily a game, more a quiz is a better way to describe it. We play a game often here called What's Your Number? And essentially it is just quizzing each other on the pretty random knowledge of different players' numbers that they wear. And so,
or maybe football, I should have it.
I have the Rays roster pulled up, so you should.
I played this game with the Rays roster with Tyreek, so let's see.
There you go. You should know a lot of these players' numbers on the Rays roster.
Just to prove I'm not cheating.
Good, perfect.
There we go.
All right. Let's start off with a couple pitchers. What number does new member of the Rays, starting off really difficult, someone who hasn't even been on the team that long?
Number 38.
Okay, wow. No, actually he wears 30.
30, close enough.
So that was good. You tried to jump the gun with me. Jake Diekman, former Philly. Other former Philly, Zach Eflin. Yeah, Jake Diekman came up with the Phillies. He was like our young, good reliever, and then we traded him to the Rangers with Cole Hamels.
Wow, I knew him for playing with the A's mostly.
Yeah, he's bounced around a lot. But yeah, came up with the Phillies.
Did Zach Eflin?
Zach Eflin, what number does he wear?
4, right? Yeah, 24.
Correct. There we go. That's the correct one we needed. Randy Arozarena.
56.
Easy one. Kind of a random. There's no other great player that's worn 56.
Yeah.
Like, no chance.
That's probably just because that's the number he came up with. Like, that's why Dustin May still wears 85.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's true. Josh Lowe.
15.
Got it. Drew Rasmussen.
Oh, good Lord. He's been injured.
He's on the 60 day.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we'll go back this year. A gut tells me it's 48.
Oh, 9 off. 57.
Yeah, the way that we played the game earlier is somebody gave me a name and then I said the number. That's what we did. That's what Tyreek and I did.
Okay.
No. Sorry. Someone told me the number and I said the name. I don't even know.
I was going to say, that's exactly what we're doing right now.
Someone said the number and I said the name. That's what it was.
Okay. All right. We'll do that.
We don't it's your game.
Well, I want to see if it makes a difference.
It definitely
so that's an interesting
picture it.
Yeah. Because what I do is, I just like picture the guy and I see what number is on him, but that's maybe our brains work the opposite ways. Shane Baz.
Oh, good Lord. He hasn't even been in the league in a while.
Also on the 60 day.
Yeah, I know. Get off our IL.
I'll tell you, it is a low number.
That's what I thought. Isn't it like, no, that's Taylor Walls. No, that's Yandy Diaz. It's not 4, is it?
It's not single digits.
Okay. I got nothing. 16?
Although 11. There is a guy on here,
like a year and a half.
Luis Patino. Wears number 1, and he's a pitcher.
Yeah.
That is very interesting.
He's also been bouncing around off the IL because he likes to live there. It's like a second home.
Christian Bethancourt. Didn't even know he was on your roster. That's cool. That was a quick one. Yandy Diaz.
2.
Wander Franco.
5.
Taylor Walls.
6.
Now we're on a roll. Manuel Margot.
13.
Yep. Harold Ramirez.
43.
Isaac Paredes.
17.
He is on a run. Now I gotta. Francisco Mejia.
Oh, good Lord. I cannot stand Francisco Mejia.
Why?
Because he can't play defense and he can't hit.
Okay.
He contributes nothing to the Rays. He can't frame. He can't block. He has no arm. He's hitting like 220, 230 something right now. He's got 3 home runs on the year. He's been useless.
Okay. Not.
He's the only player on the Rays that did not have a home run, including our bench players.
Oh boy. Wow. You should like him. He's 5'8". He's the shortest guy on the Rays.
Yeah, but
you should be supporting the Short Kings.
I would like the Short Kings to be good at baseball, though.
They're giving the Short Kings a bad name. That's what he's doing.
Very much so. So far, the most notable Short King is known for a cheating scandal. So,
well, all right. Good point.
23.
Oh, so close. 21. That's good. Yeah, you should have intentionally gotten his number wrong since you don't like.
He doesn't deserve to be. He doesn't deserve
Yeah. All right, let's try it backwards. Who wears number 72?
Ryan Thompson.
Yanni Chirinos.
That's right. We just pulled him back off the IL. I think Thompson's 74 then, or 70.
Who was it? Ryan Thompson is 81.
Same thing. I'm in the area.
The very high numbers.
Yeah. I'm not gonna get a relievers very often.
Yeah, that is relievers are for sure the toughest one. 55.
Is that a pitcher?
No, position player.
Oh, great.
He's 6'4". Bats lefty, throws righty.
Oh, it's Luke Raley.
Yep. There you go. 45.
Putting up an hour ago. 45. Is that a reliever?
I think so, yeah. Hitting you with all the relievers.
Like, what's his handedness or whatever?
He was born in 2001. He's a righty.
So it's not Stevenson. It's not him. I got nothing.
Taj Bradley.
I should have known that. I'm upset.
I didn't know Tyler Glasnow was on the Rays roster.
Yeah.
What number does he wear?
No, that's McClanahan. 20.
Yeah. We'll end on that one. We'll end on a win. Yeah. Oh, good Lord was your catchphrase for this game. I did not expect that. Yeah.
I'm trying to not, I'm going to grab my phone now.
Oh, yeah.
Weird shot about
prove you weren't cheating. All right. We got 10 minutes to talk about the College Baseball World Series. I have not watched any of the playoffs live. You work at Buffalo Wild Wings, so you're able to watch a lot of games, which is pretty cool.
Even when I'm not at work, I still watch the games.
Yes. So, again, yeah, haven't been watching the games game by game live, but it just seems like LSU has been the team of destiny.
I was getting ready to say that, yeah.
It's the tournament. So, by the time this comes out, this will come out on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. The World Series will be over by then. The potential third game is on Monday, so it'll be over. Would you like to now, on Sunday, before Game 2 has happened, just, tell everyone listening to this on Tuesday what happened in the World Series?
What I think is going to happen, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, my prediction LSU is not winning today. Florida is throwing everything that they have at LSU today because I think there's like this Terry Francona quote or whatever. Win tonight, worry about tomorrow. And that's
He probably said that in the 3-0 comeback.
It was the 0-4. Yeah. That's exactly what it was. He said that to the press. But LSU's probably not winning tonight, but they're probably going to have Paul Skeens going on short rest on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody this playoff run has gotten to Paul Skeens. So I think that it's, like I've been saying for a while, LSU in 3.
Okay. There we go. LSU in 3. Yeah.
Do you believe in baseball gods?
No.
I understand. I can understand. You're pretty religious, right?
Yeah. We would. Yeah. I don't know what you would define as pretty religious.
I do believe in baseball gods just because there is no way that so many crazy things can happen to one team. This is back-to-back nights where they've had 11th inning home runs just to win the game.
I was going to say, run us through for anyone who hasn't been watching the College Baseball World Series, run us through all the crazy LSU moments that have gotten them to this point.
Let's see here. Really, it's just been in the last couple of series because before that, it's just been pure dominance by LSU's starting rotation. But against Wake Forest in the first game, because it was double elimination, if Wake Forest won, then they were going to go on. But if LSU won, they had to play it in the game because double elimination. But there was a 3-run home run hit by, I want to say it was Cade Cardoso, the guy that also hit the home run last night. 3-run home run, absolute moonshot into the wind, might I add. So like the wind's blowing that way, ball is going that way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gone by like a mile. And that was really all the runs that they needed that game because Wake Forest had been locked in. And then we find ourselves in this double elimination game where it's winner go home, winner goes to the finals. The top 2 pitchers are pitching against each other. I want to say it's Tommy Hunter, who's very like finesse style pitcher. Kind of reminds me of Mike Clevenger a little bit with the hair going everywhere and the sinkers and the off speeds. Versus Paul Skeens is more of like a Garrett Cole shove a fastball down your throat kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
And they just go back and forth. It's locked in at 0-0-0-0-0 all the way through 11. But there's this play in the 8th, actually, where LSU gets bailed out because they have this really good fielding first baseman. His name's Eli Morgan. There's 1 out, runners on first and third. Wake Forest squares the bunt. Morgan charges in from first base, picks up the ball, shovels it to the plate. Perfect throw. Catcher catches it, slaps the tag on. We had to go down to replay. Whatever the call in the field was going to be the call after the review because there was no way they could confirm it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's one piece of luck. Then we go a couple innings later. It took, I think, 2 pitches, maybe even 1, for Tommy White, he's the third baseman for LSU, to hit that walk-off home run of the 11th. Because they just brought in a new pitcher because LSU's other Golden Spikes winner, by the way, or finalist, Dylan Cruz, is sitting there on first base after smoking a ball into left field. Then every single time that Florida would go up against LSU, they just came right back. It did take like an inning or two. It just Florida goes up. Okay, watch this. 8th inning home run. Oh wow, Florida's threatening to score. Okay, fine. We'll just strike out the next 2, and then we'll hit a home run the next inning. Okay, as simple as that. Baseball is such a hard game, and I just find it so hard to believe that there's not some other power influencing this. Just because it's so hard to do these things, and yet it always seems to happen. We can agree, hitting a baseball is the hardest thing you can do in sports.
Yes.
But yet, this is back-to-back nights where there's been walk-off 11th inning home runs. We don't even go... The odds of even going to extra innings, by the way, are usually very, very slim. I've looked at the odds. It's usually less than 10%. So we take that back-to-back nights now. Now we're looking at around less than 1%. And now we're looking at the fact that they've hit a home run in the 11th inning each time. And the number just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll bet you it's probably going to be some kind of heroic in Game 3 when LSU wins the whole thing. I'll bet you in it.
Because that's, in a special run, it's just been all sorts of special moments. It really it seems like it just seems like LSU is going to win. And there's nothing Florida can do which is So let's try to like counter that. What would have to happen for Florida to win? Obviously, winning 2 straight games, but like within those games.
Jack needs to show up. He needs to shove tonight, and he needs to pick it up with his bat. He went like 1 for 5 last night.
Okay,
that's their two-way player. He would get drafted first overall this year if he was eligible. Well, he's not, by the way. He's not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's eligible for the class of 2024. Mm-hmm. But Caglio needs to step up as one of the leaders in the team. That's the only way that Florida comes back and wins this.
Okay. There we go.
In terms of skill, Florida is outmatched.
Yeah. Speaking of
LSU has these guys that can walk into a liquor store and not get ID'd, whereas Florida has these guys who I'm not sure have graduated middle school yet.
Yeah, it is. LSU just has grown men. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Kind of like Mayfield.
Again, the last 2 people that hit those home runs, Tommy White and just said his name, Cade Cardoso.
Yeah.
Both of them are grown. Like, they look like they're 30. They look like they have a mortgage and 2 kids.
Yeah. It is. It's ridiculous, the athletes that LSU has. Speaking of the draft, obviously, LSU has 2 guys who are eligible for this year's draft. Who would you take? No, it feels like the consensus is that they're going to be the top 2 picks. Who would you take? You've got the number 1 pick. Are you taking? Yeah. Who are you going with?
I'd probably be a little bit biased because I'm a pitcher, so I'm going to try to take that out. I'd still probably go with Skeens just because he has such a good arm and it's so effortless that when he throws 100 miles an hour, and there's so much in the tank. Like, he's throwing 120 pitches per game right now with ease.
Yeah.
His velo looks exactly the same from pitch 1 to pitch 121.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, that Dylan Cruz, even though he's actually from around here, by the way, he's from Longwood, which is like 20 minutes from us. Yeah, I discovered that last night actually. But there's just so many outfielders in the game.
Yeah,
he could very well get lost, but if you have a starter throwing 100 miles an hour, that doesn't usually get lost.
That's a good point. Yeah. They will likely both go top 5, if not.
They're going top 3
and 2. So yeah.
This would be the first time we've seen 2 teammates get drafted like in the top 5. I think though, since
it's never happened before.
No, Bauer and Cole from UCLA. Cole won first overall. I think Bauer won second actually. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure he did.
I mean and this would arguably be more interesting because like that one's pitcher versus pitcher. This one,
what's crazy? Yeah, Bauer and Cole didn't even get the tournament with UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking it up right now. Bauer draft pick. Third. Third.
Okay. So if they go 1-2, that's like a new like
first time it's ever happened. Yes, from
wow,
very possible.
Easy. Yeah. Oh, totally possible. I've seen mocks with either of them going number 1. So yeah, that was why I asked. So there you go. Jake would take pitcher Paul Skeens, number 1 overall, and no one would be upset with their team drafting Skeens. Like that's a win for your
I've heard people say that this is the biggest, the best pitching prospect we've seen out of college since Steven Strasburg.
Wow.
Granted, that did not turn out as well, except for when he was healthy.
Yeah, the Strasburg one is weird because it kind of worked out. Like they did analyze the prospect correctly.
He did get them a ring. He did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That is true.
He also was injured all the time.
Yeah. So
also,
hopefully that doesn't happen to Skeens because that's just like the worst when a pitcher is always injured. That like DeGrom, same thing there.
The entire Rays bullpen and rotation.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's just the worst. So hopefully Skeens is able to stay healthy. And yeah, so this episode again coming out after the College Baseball World Series. So all of you listening, you already know what happened, but
I know what I already know what's going to happen too. It's okay.
It just seems like LSU is unstoppable, and
I wouldn't go that far. They're just really good at responding.
Exactly. Yeah. So There you go. That is episode 11, everyone. Continuing to have sportscasters on every episode. Guess what? Next week, another sportscaster. So thank you, Jake, for being on.
Who's next episode?
I can't reveal that.
Fine, you can shoot me.
It is top secret. I'll tell you after.
Once shoot me a text,
because we can't be revealing that information. Yeah, I'll let you know. So exactly. Yeah. Everyone go follow GSC Blitzball on all the platforms. Florida Man Sports is your TikTok, I believe. So yep, follow that.
I guess.
Yeah. And yeah, we're halfway through the program officially now. So in 10 months, look out for Jake. Huh?
Hope you enjoyed that comment I left on your Instagram post.
It was the only comment on my Instagram post that I did not heart. All the other ones.
Shame on you.
It's not that one.
Why not?
Yeah, you're the only one.
What I said?
Yeah, I didn't want to promote it.
So you disagree with what I said?
So, well,
I will
kind of
right now.
That would be an interesting way to end the episode. So yeah, we're halfway through the program.
No, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Love talking baseball with someone else who loves baseball. We got 10 more months together. I'm sure there'll be plenty of more Jake antics. People we have on in the future, I can almost guarantee when we ask them for their full sale stories, many of them will involve Jake. So just be aware of that one.
Celebrity.
Yeah. So episode 11, thank you guys for watching. We'll be back in 2 weeks.